Crypto never needed a cool app. It needed useful ones that make life a little better, a little healthier, a little more connected. Over 20 million of actions have already been recorded on VBetter across a growing ecosystem of apps that bridge real world actions and blockchain technology. And this is coming from Vechain themselves. Let's take a look at what's happening with the Vechain's price. Shout out to the Vechain family, of course. Looking across the board, do you really need an introduction at this point? I'm sure you don't, because market has been seeing extensive amount of bullish momentum over the course of the last 24 hours. Arguably one of the biggest days in crypto, because of course, we have seen double-digit gainers for a lot of coins, and pretty much the start of July. As we enter the second half of the year, this is by far one of the craziest starts of the second half of the year. You could really see this for yourself. We're seeing tremendous amount of green across the board right now. VeChain, on the other hand, is up about 13% in USD and about 11% in Bitcoin comparative. Price at about 2.85 cents, valuation at about $2.5 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $103 million. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So we'll come back to the VeChain's price point. Really just want to quickly go over what's happening with the dominance here. Dominance has retested some of the levels we haven't seen since March of this year. This is bigger than a lot of people realize. If you talk about altcoin season, we've been discussing how you want to see this exact same index start to show weakness, and that's exactly what has been happening since last week. We've been seeing downwards momentum day by day, and that's really giving altcoins more of a push towards the upside, but we're still nowhere near where we were, of course, back at the end of last year. And that really tells you, if we get to that level, what could happen to altcoins. I think altcoins could see much bigger push compared to then, because prices are already starting to reach May highs, or some are already starting to retest even yearly highs. And I think this is going to impact project after project. So as far as the VeChain is concerned, obviously, if you're taking a look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is above $120,000, which again solidifies my overall take. You guys can see we are seeing extensive bullish momentum with BTC, yet the dominance is continuing to fall, which is giving altcoins more of a push towards the upside. But if you're looking at VeChain here, you guys can see VeChain is still within the bear market accumulation zone, and you're starting to see this bear market zone playing out for a lot of projects still, and VeChain is one of them. You guys can see this for yourself. We're still within the accumulation phase. I've been seeing some comments coming in saying, oh, why is the price still accumulating here? Let's not forget what happened last year. I still want you guys to not forget this. It's very, very important. Right now, you're looking at the price of VeChain at about 2.8 cents. Last year, we saw the price reach 8 cents. And if you want to put this into perspective from where we currently are, and where that price itself is, that's still 180% move from where we currently are. And remember, when things start heating up, we can see things moving quite fast. And also, one thing you guys want to keep in mind is the 24-hour trading volume for VeChain is still very, very low compared to November levels. But you guys can see this for yourself. We are ranging still within this accumulation pattern, but the target is at 3.4 cents, which I think we will retest sooner than a lot of people realize. And after that resistance breaking out, this is where, a lot of eyes could come on. Maybe people that are sidelines, believe it or not, some people don't care about an additional 20% increase. They'll look for confirmation. And this would be a very strong confirmation, because, of course, this would mean that the price is retesting some of the levels we haven't seen since February of this year. So in terms of a confirmation standpoint, this is huge. So this is what I am currently keeping in mind, and I personally believe that this could actually happen much quicker than you realize. So I'm targeting the 3.2 cents mark right now. Do expect a little bit of a rejection at this range, but if this is able to break out, I do think VeChain can move up very fast. Exactly what we saw happening in 2024, we saw this happening last year as well, and I think this year again we are going to see that repeat itself. Do let me know in the comments down below what your personal thoughts are in regards to this. Right now you shouldn't really be focusing on the 78.6 or the 61.8. Let's focus on breaking out of this range before you start looking at the higher time frames. I still think Vechain has a lot of room to grow based off of what we're seeing right now. Still, remember, layer ones, layer twos are the projects that get a lot of attention. So I do personally believe Vechain will get that attention. Look what happened last year. So of course, considering that, I personally think we will see that happening. We're going to take it one step at a time. Of course, let me know down below what you guys think. We'll see you later in crypto ZX, and peace out.